broadcasting and streaming live all across America. This is Home Talk USA with Michael King. Join us as we discuss topics pertaining to your home with industry-leading experts. Hosted by Michael King, a licensed general contractor with more than 30 years of experience in home improvements and author of Contracting with the King. This hour is brought to you by HomeTalk.Expert. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need with HomeTalk.Expert. That's HomeTalk.Expert. We invite you to listen at HomeTalkUSA.com, one of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, HomeTalk.Expert proudly presents the #1 home improvement radio program in the country with the man from the Bayou Land. Your host, the Cajun Contractor, Michael King.
Yay! This is Home Talk USA, and I am the Cajun man from the Bayou Land. That's right, the Cajun Contractor, Michael King, and this is Home Talk USA. Welcome, all of you. Don't forget, we are streaming live on the World Wide Web at HomeTalkUSA.com. Got a great 3 hours for you. That's right. The first hour, we're going to have the Inventor Lady herself. Miss Rita Crompton is going to be our guest. And you know who Rita is because she is my co-host for the Invent America show at the second hour. That's right. Home Talk USA and Invent America is part of the Home Talk USA radio family. And also, the third hour is we're going to have some great guests and topics. So we've got a great show, but I'd like to welcome my co-host of the Invent America show right here on Home Talk USA, the Inventor Lady herself, Miss Rita Crompton. Rita, welcome.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here.
Well, I tell you what, it's the first time you've really been on Home Talk in a while. I mean, for years and years, you've been our guest on the show talking about how America invents. And about a year ago, I said, well, let's go ahead and extend our show a little bit. And we came up with the Invent America show, which we're going to talk about. But, it's always we talk about Invent America, but we don't talk about the Inventor Lady herself and you and all the great things that you've done in the past, 20 years that I've known you. Coming on the show. Introduce you to the Home Talk USA audience again.
Well, my name is Rita Crompton, lived in Denver for a long time, and it was going to the professional trade shows that I had a chance to meet you. We hit it off right away. It was wonderful. And I think some of that is just because the guests that you would have on the show, were inventors at one point, or either taking over a family business or creating a new product in a business. So Invent America slid right into that because as I would help the inventors grow up, now they could become guests on Home Talk USA because now they had a do-it-yourself product. And then we kind of expanded the Invent America segment to include everything from baby products and home health care to your standard tools, which is just so exciting because now we can get, inventors on there. But when I started working with inventors, you're right, about 20 years ago, it was really because there were so many bad actors out there that inventors could find themselves taken advantage of. So we created a couple different ways of being able to help the inventors avoid the scoundrels, find out, do you really have something? I mean, that was one of the things that people would say, oh yeah, you've got the greatest new product. It's like, oh my God, there's already 10 of them out there. And yet they'd already spent, 15, 20 grand going through the steps, and it was never going to happen. So we tried earlier to help them understand, do you really have something? And then what are the first steps? So then they go to a professional trade show and they meet Michael King, the father of Home Talk USA, out there and get to be on the radio.
I've always prided our show in coming up with the technologies years and years ahead of the technologies actually coming to the market. Like, give you an example. When polyurethane spray foam insulation came out about 25 years ago, it presented a lot of problems because, the way we ventilate the houses, and now you're putting the spray foam in there, and it created problems. I knew it was going to be a problem. I knew homes were going to start to sweat, but hey, we came out at the forefront of learning about polyurethane. And then we had solar came out, solar panels 20 years ago. Man, when I introduced solar panels and solar technologies on this show, if you go back to our old archives, people didn't understand what that was. They thought we were talking about spaceships. But, I can remember the early days. What are you talking about? Well, we introduced solar. This show did right here, introduced it to America, to the consumer. And then we had SIPs, structure insulated panels, due to the hurricane, the way that we were going to build a home when half the homes in where I live were blown away due to Hurricane Katrina. So what I'm trying to say is this show is about education and information, bringing in technologies before they even exist. They're like on a mapping paper or a drawing paper, whatever you want to call it. And then I ran across this Inventor Lady, at the show, and she had all these entrepreneurs and all these, people that was the future development of technologies. And what struck me about your show and about what you were doing is that when I was talking with them, because you didn't know who I was, I walked in, you heard about the Cajun Man, but being on radio, you didn't know what I looked like. And I was, going through the boots. And the common denominator is that these people willing to risk it all, willing to spend everything they got to believe, regardless if it's a good technology, bad technology, you know what I'm saying, but they willing to believe in themselves first. So walk me through your steps. I mean, the procedures and the policies, and what do you have in place that if you was to get that phone call and said, hey, I'm XYZ, developer, I am developing XYZ technology, man, I written it down, I'm getting ready to, possibly do that prototype. Maybe I have not patented yet. So walk me through the steps of what I need to do.
Excellent. So I want the call from them when they say, I've got an idea. What do I do? Because we're going to walk them through the steps from the very beginning. I always tell them it's like, do as much of your own looking around as you can. Take the blinders off. A good patent is not industry specific. What does it do? And then we're going to go ahead, and the first money that gets spent is a comprehensive search. And comprehensive means it's a U.S. search, an international search, and a product search. Most, attorneys that are doing, it's a conflict of interest for the attorney to do the search. They don't really want to find anything. So they don't do it. They don't dig very deep, and they're going to make money off of you when there's an office action. So we dig deep, and we want to make sure a good comprehensive search is done. There's a 2.5-year blind spot at the USPTO. It's a legitimate blind spot, but nobody tells any inventor about it until, oh yeah, that was in the blind spot. And they've already spent 20 grand on the patent. So we want to know sooner rather than later. If it's been done anywhere in the world, you're not going to be granted a U.S. patent. Most inventors are not told that either. And the only way to squeeze the blind spot is to go out and do a product search. What is already out there? Who's posted a video? So that's the first step. Then after that, we go into, what are the parameters? What can be filed? Why is yours better than what's already out there? And we get people in all walks of, creating new products, and be able to advise them. Build your own version of a prototype. Duct tape and cardboard works nicely. I've seen some great ones out of Legos and pipe cleaners. So whatever can be done at the beginning to get it out of your head and into 3-dimensional. And then you go and find, an inexpensive way to do a 3D prototype, be able to get it out there so you can touch it and feel it. And then after that, now you're taking more expensive steps, but we've helped tee it up. We know what the parameters are. Again, a good licensee, they want to know they can defend the patent if someone infringes on it. And so they're going to want to review it. They're going to take it for a test drive. And when it hasn't been done properly, like somebody's used an invention promotion company, they won't even talk to them. They'll say, who have you been working with? And we've talked about them on the show, and they won't do anything. So our goal is to get the inventor teed up properly and get them to a professional trade show. Whether they want to license or they want to manufacture, those early steps are the same. You're going to need the money for marketing. An inventor has got to save money for marketing. And I get it, Michael. It's so sad. They call me and say, I'm out of money and now I want to license it. it doesn't exactly work like that. So anyway, I know we need to go and take a break and pay some bills. So we'll finish this when we come back.
Rita, I didn't get a cue, but hey, I guess you got the time.
I got the cue.
You got the cue on your end, huh? All right, we're going to take a short break right here on Home Talk USA. Don't forget, we are streaming live on the World Wide Web at HomeTalkUSA.com. I'm going to be back with the Inventor Lady herself, Miss Rita Crompton. Got some more questions, and I'm going to talk about foreign intellectual, I like that word, intellectual, I can't even say that, property protection. I'm the Cajun Man. I'll be right back.
Welcome back to Home Talk USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need with HomeTalk.expert. That's HomeTalk.expert. We invite you to visit us at HomeTalkUSA.com, one of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, back to the #1 home improvement radio program in the country with the man from the Bayou Land, your host, the Cajun contractor, Michael King.
Yay! Welcome back. That's right. This is Home Talk USA. And if you're just joining us, I'm talking to the Inventor Lady herself, Miss Rita Crompton. We're talking about, if you just joined us, Rita is my co-host to the Invent America show, which is at the top of the hour. So don't go nowhere and hope you join us. But we're talking to the Inventor Lady herself, learning a little bit about her company, a little bit about what she's doing to get that product to market. And, the whole goal is to get that product before people even know it exists. And that's the whole goal. But Rita, I got to talk to you something about very serious. Now, I know I'm going back years and years, and I'm going to say 20, 25 years ago again. I know you're going to hear me say that many times. 20, 25 years ago. Come on, King, let's get into the future. No, I can't get into the future till I understand the past. And the past is coming back to haunt everyone.
Yes.
And I'm going to toot my horn here. 20 years ago, manufacturers, what are you doing? Why are you going to China? What are you doing? Oh, we were trying to save money. No, you don't understand. There's no I like that word, intellectual, whatever, I can't even say it, protection. Basically, what that means is you're giving China your technology. They're going to copy it. They're going to steal it. And I proved it the following show. When I saw all the Chinese representatives with their little cameras, remember that? I even showed it to you, with their little cameras, taking pictures of everybody.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Well, guess what? Hey, like they say, the chicken is coming home to roost, baby. And it came home to roost. Because guess what? They stole it. It's out there. And what the point I'm trying to make of this rant, that's what you're trying to do, is stop this. You got to protect yourself, and you got to know the countries that ain't going to protect you. Don't go. Find it. Do business somewhere else. Pay more. Because we've already proved that if you ask the American consumer to pay a little bit more and give them a reason to pay a little bit more, Rita, they're going to pay more.
And yeah, I mean, absolutely. Every inventor I know would like to be able to manufacture in the U.S. Now, just because they manufacture in the U.S. doesn't mean that China's not going to copy it. They're going to go online and they're going to find it on a website. They're going to go to a trade show. And so what we look at then is that, that international protection is there, it's called a PCT, the Patent Cooperation Treaty. And people say, oh, my attorney told me it's going to be $250,000. No, it's not. To do a patent cooperation treaty, that's kind of like the international version of a provisional patent. And then you see, where is it going to be manufactured? I always tell inventors, you want to be able to patent it in the US, and you want to be able to patent it where it's going to be made. And you can't fight the rest of it. All right, get it out there. There's two things that will encourage someone to knock your patent off. All right. And it has nothing to do with the patent. It's you're not able to fill orders, or the price is too high, and now we also know the quality is not there. And so when you've got good quality, the best price, and you're able to fill your orders, there's no incentive to knock it off. Now, will China make a cheaper version of it? Yeah, but you've still got the
yes.
original. And we've had Don Skaggs on before. He got copied and he took it as a compliment. And then he just made sure he was always a better quality. And, people go out and say, the one and only original. And even though there is junk out there, Americans want the quality of it. And so, a good PCT, that international protection, it's going to take an attorney, a good attorney, maybe about 10 hours to do it. So you can take that times their hourly rate, but it should be somewhere in the neighborhood of, 5 to 10,000 is not 250. Oh my God, find a different attorney. The filing fees are about comparable to the US filing fees. The PCT filing fee for a micro business entity is a little bit higher, but it is not impossible. And then it is just down and dirty. Get it out there. If you make it in the USA, make sure it's, the good quality, be able to fill the orders. And that is one of the things that we, again, talk about licensing. A licensee is going to get the costs down. They're going to fight any infringement. They're going to stop China at the harbor. They're not going to let it off the docks. They know how to do that. And so for a lot of inventors, when they start really looking and understanding at licensing and what, a good licensee does for them, they do the manufacturing, they do the marketing, they pay for any infringement, they stop China at the dock. They go after them. We had a product that we licensed to Denko, which is in all the Home Depots and Lowe's in North America. The product was called Disposal Genie. Walmart knocked it off. And before the ink was even dry on the contract, and they went in and shut them down and got it pulled, and they still don't sell that product in Walmart, and that was 15 years ago, but it's still sold in all of the Home Depots and Lowe's in North America. So yay.
Well, you made my point. Protection in the United States. That's what we're trying to do. Protect yourself. And it's amazing, Rita? It's free. All you have to do is at 4:00 Central Time, just go to HomeTalkUSA.com, click the on demand, and we offer this advice for free. We got to be out of our minds or what? Free.
Yep, I know.
Anything else is free other than air?
It's so funny. I'll get people that call me and I'll say, how did you hear about me? I'm listening to you on the radio and I can't believe you answered the phone. It's like, you were calling me. Did you want me to hang up? I do answer my phone, and it's wonderful to talk to all of the inventors. But, our listeners are inventors and consumers, and we are letting all of the American consumers know the new products that are in the marketplace are on the way. And for all of our listeners, you support American innovation by going and looking for those products.
Yeah. And I tell you what, Rita, that's what we're trying to do. And you know what? I've been on the air 27 years now, as you know, and the last year has really revitalized me, and it made the show and me and what the education that we're trying to do, well worth it. But Rita, we're going to have to take a short break, man. We're getting cued in the ear. We got to pay some bills. Give us that website. How can we learn more about you, Rita?
Invent-America.com is the website. You can go to Inventor Lady. It links right over to the Invent America website. And we are easy to find.
All right. We got to take a short break. I'll be back with another guest, another topic right here on Home Talk USA. Yay! Y'all come back now, you hear?